Okay. What's up, collective? I'm back, and let's let's do a dive from dark to light and in the shadow work. Okay, a lot of us has done it, and um, a lot of us has divine masculine, divine feminines, and even regular human beings, whatever their sole purpose is, have had their lessons, right? And we make our choices, hopefully wise ones, and grow from learning. Um, we also have, how do we get like this? We choose, we choose, we choose to tune out any gossip. We choose not to, you know, deal with the negativity. We choose to rise above. We choose to love every day. We choose to read a book, choose to take a class. We choose to have um, groups, therapy, um, combat PTSD. There's groups and therapy for that at the VA. Seeing whatever. It's constant work. Life is work. Learning is life. And light, like life, is love and God. Um, And there's people who believe in Buddha and they meditate. There's people, I mean, all walks of life, not just on this planet, right? Our whole universe has beings. It's pretty foolish to think that we're the out of God that makes life. Okay, there's still bugs we haven't discovered, and fish and plants. So yes, there are galactics. We see them all the time. It's just everyone has their own story, which makes us so fascinating, right? Like the galactics. They love humans because we're humans. We're so like we're funny or we're not just logical, right? Um we and there's people who act to, like in the business world, possibly more logical, okay? Yet we have families, we have children, we have life. Everyone goes through ups and downs, but we make our choices how we want to live our life, how we make our decisions, how we want to feel, how we feel. Okay. Um, and what makes me me, same thing that makes you you, right? On a basic level. So going from dark to light, um, depression is a part of life. Anxiety is a part of life. Um, it's not good to stay like that. Like it's not good to stay in a fever. A fever is good because it gets out. Even something negative can benefit you because going through a fever, flu, barfing, whatever, say you're food poisoned, you throw it up. Your body says get rid of it. Okay. So when we have these feelings, gut feelings that I shouldn't do this or do that, and you listen to your ego instead and something bad happens, you never forget your gut feelings. And that's what's triggered my flares. And there's it's divinely guided too. Not our karmic lessons also teach us to um, make the right choices, right? That's why we deal with duality in 3D. So dealing with from dark to light is basically from ignorance to wisdom. And paying attention to it will save us a lot of time, right? We learn, hopefully at a younger age than a later age, so we can save ourselves by listening to our foresight and others too, right? People spend a lot of money for life coaches, for readings, for what have you, and then you use it for good. That comes back to you with the karmic universal lesson, and um, most of the collective understand this, but for the people who don't, um, and that's just how it works, laws of the universe that Everything is energy. Energy never dies. We never die. We're eternal. So we never want to abuse it because not only is there 3D laws against abuse, um, manipulations, manipulations of emotions, and bullshit like that. Um, there's people that um, don't get away with that when you deal with a mature person who knows their rights. Yeah. There's a lot of wars that have been won for human rights. We have laws to protect us, and we have our divine, we have spiritual laws, we have galactic families who watch over us, and so on and so on. So it's a choice with a lot of taking on the responsibility for our thoughts, our feelings, and it's basically we are in a training ground to see if we earn our responsibility with fast instant manifestation. That's pretty much it. Yeah. And our um, higher dimensional gifts aren't just handed to you. No one's going to hand you the keys to a F-16 and say, have fun. No, it's dangerous, right? And the same thing with instant manifestation. Um, Someone who isn't very responsible or kind with their manifestations will not be given the keys for fast, instant manifestations because they haven't earned being trusted with it. So that's why there's the ups and downs that we go through in life. And we wouldn't appreciate our ups, our cup of love, if we didn't go through being down in the hole. Okay. The dark night of the soul is a very tough thing to deal with. And a lot of us that have been there, we know. Okay. It's not um, something that's um, on a specific time frame. It's, it's kind of like the 7 stages of grieving, which is pretty much the dark night of the soul. We are processing deep emotional feelings and hurts and pains. And we're learning how to cope with that and put it to rest, give it peace and heal, and then shift our thinking into something positive. And that takes strength, that takes courage, that takes love, that takes your responsibility for your choice, how you want to live your life. And some people can be stuck there all their life. And I don't. I don't want to be there. That's my choice. So this is how I am the way I am. I choose to um, just what I feel happy with. I I want to be happy. So I prayed. I asked. Like I say many times in my videos, um, after my son's celebration of life, God, how do I make lemonade out of these lemons? Okay. Out of all the ups and downs that I've dealt with in my life, now I'm stuck. What do I do? Help. I'm asking. I learned to ask, and I know that my spirit team is real. I know my angels are real. They've proven it, and I got my own truths. We have to work on our own truths. Ask for that. You write down what are your questions. What do you want to ask for? You want to ask your angels to give you validity? Make a loud pop. I've been asking my son to flicker my lights. And finally, my lights are going berserk. And I'm like, damn, I have to call the maintenance man again. And then then the next hallway, flicker, flicker, flicker. What? We're there too? Then I go in the hallway and they flicker. One flick. When I sit down at my desk, I'm like, wait a minute. Steven, and then I got chills. I got chills right now on my legs, and that's his confirmation. And this is what you have to do as a psychic medium. You need to establish some codes. And that's what I said to Steven. Let's have a code. One blink is a yes, two blinks is a no. And I'm tired. Should I go to sleep or should I work? And then Oh, it was the other way around. And then he like paused a minute, and then I have two lights in the bathroom, and he flickered once on the second light, meaning the second one, yes. This is the same thing you have to do with your divine spirit guides and your angels. You have to develop communication is everything. Same with your divine spirit guides, your angels. Divine. Hey, how about when I get the thought pearl necklace, you know, that means smile. So, that'll be your code when you're walking your dogs and you get a flash, a thought, pearl necklace, or you see, you know, in your mind's eye, a pearl necklace. I'm smiling, or hey, Stephen, when you're near, well, I'm clairsentient, but I notice every time he's near, I get chills on my legs. But you could say that, hey, let's have a code system, you know? That's how you work with your divine and your angels. Hey, I did. I tried this. I said, hey, long time ago, um, make a sound when you're here. And every time when my ex-husband and I were talking, and it was kind of like a validation as a yes, the universe always says yes. That's why whatever you say or think, you need to be responsible that you're damn straight. It's what you want and something positive because you're going to get it back. And it's um, okay. Every time I said, like, I had a thought, should I do this or that? And then, or should I do this? And then nothing. And then, should I do something else? Say it, you know, take dogs for a walk, pop. And then it got louder and it got more often. You can do that. You can ask, um, anything. It's just, it's just, it's just the way it is. We have to wake up to it, and your life will be better. Trust me. Hey, Abdullah. I tried. Thank you. I took my salt bath the other night. I think I'm gonna take another one tonight. Thank you so much. The Epsom salt also eats through calluses, so you can give yourself a little pedicure. I need to I need to work on mine. Okay, so working with the dark to light shadow work, um, a good thing to do, um, yeah, crying. If you're crying, is healing. Because it's crystalline. We have crystal structures in our cells. We have crystalline structures in our tears. And when we do that, not only are we getting it out, it's cleansing. It is. And it's just a way of releasing, which is also a part of healing, right? We purge and we're releasing. And also these intense energies coming in now are also a part of releasing past lifetimes. Because once we get into 5D, we're going to have instant access to all of our lives for more wisdom. And um, like a book on the shelf, and we're not going to want to have to deal with any icky feelings or I don't know. A lot of us say I was a soldier and I was shot dead on a battlefield. Okay, I don't wanna deal with that issue. So purging it and releasing that and healing from it, when I'm in 5D, I'll just be able to draw from the wisdom that I learned from that lifetime and being on that battlefield, not all the other human excess that we go through. That was already, it'll be like reading a book. It won't be affecting me in a physical way like we are as human beings now, so emotional, and it would be more like a wisdom reference. Okay, so let me get my card. Holy Spirit, pray that you channel this, Lord, your way, not my way. With the collective, how to explain how I'm like this all the time. I already explained that, but more so for the collective, I want to. Ooh, I'm getting major chills. It means the angels are here. See, I learned the signs and signals and synchronicities. Um, excuse me, Holy Spirit. Show the collective what we need to learn, know, and see about healing from dark to light when we're going through the dark night of the soul. We've all been there or going through that or will go through that. Um, I hope this helps them. Show us what we need to see and learn. so got a chunk here. And okay, so Aquarius season. All right. So Aquarius, this is healing. Hello, healing. That's the star card. It's also star seeds, the collective. We're star seeds. You are ahead of time because a lot of us are old, ancient souls that came back here to um, help the planet evolve and all of us, right? We're a team. And this is, and wake each other up to our true divinity. And you are ahead of time, eccentric, detached, individuality, make decisions based on social good. Yes, this is the light, being in service to others, not service to self, helping humanity, starting humanity projects, helping, opening the door for someone else, just a nice, thoughtful gesture. And this is very nice. Get a smile, right? That's free. And it's raising the vibrations and also detached. Okay, so I see why Holy Spirit also brought this card out is because when I was saying when it's intense energies are for us to purge and release these intense feelings from our other lifetimes, it's so that we can see it as reading a book. It's detached because it's not saying that we're like cold and unempathetic. Of course we are, because those are the lessons we learned, right? We know how to be, but it's more in a cognizant way. Okay, it'll be more like in in a thought and a download, and instead of um, going through depression or anxiety, anything intense like that, because we've been there and done that. We don't have to do it again. So yeah, healing Aquarius. And beautiful. And then we have, okay, so a few years from now, all right, look at the fireworks. My son, my crossover son, our invisible man here, he says that in a few years, we're going to start seeing definitely big time changes of 5D coming in with breaking down the old system and new things coming in. Hey, I mean, I saw on a video they gave a kid an old phone, one of those rotary phones. I had when I was a kid. I didn't have a cell phone until I was 30. But the kid, it was so hilarious. He was like pushing on a rotary phone and he didn't know where to like listen. He had it upside down. I mean, he had no clue. So it's kind of like that. We're going to have a clue of these higher technologies and how to use them, but we'll also know how to use the old stuff because we'll have the history. We'll have the true history, okay? And a mark that's forever celebrated, legacy, honor, ancestry, definitely, history, okay? And the mindset will define our leadership. Thank you, Holy Spirit. That's the word I wanted to find. The wisdom from the book will be more cognizant in a leadership way and a practical way, okay? So that we can evolve more into um, being more. Space Force is eventually going to have all of the branches, okay, instead of just space. Yeah, because there's a lot. Actually, Star Wars is real, and it's been. I mean, not, it is, but Star Trek. Star Trek is real, and it's also started in the 1930s. So that's how much the government is like doesn't let us know. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be really cool once this was brought up to speed. Then May, so something around May, there'll be a travel or change of a place, bring new vigor, Cinco de Mayo culture, victory. Now is the time to seek change. Okay, so usually when we get in depression, there is a change, right? Um, we're not born like that, and we're in child play, right? We've had happy, fun times, no judgment, not a care in the world. Then we get older and become more aware and what something happens and we have get in depression a hole a change, right? There's a change that happens and usually it's something that we don't like, right? Because we're depressed. And it's it's valuable because this time of getting to know ourselves is a time when we know ourselves, we love ourselves. We know what we want, we know what we don't want. We know it's growing up and it's a way to learn. And it's a part of being human. We all go through it, and um, it was no fun. But I was fortunate to have a dear friend help me through it, someone a little older and wiser than me, and I feel very blessed to have this person in my life when I needed him. And it was a platonic relationship, and I don't know where he is today, but man, he was the wind underneath my wings, and I'm eternally grateful. If he's on the other side, he hears me now, and it's also just a kindness, right? And do it for some that's how I feel when I see someone stuck in the hole or hurting. I definitely want to pass this knowledge on, pay it forward, right? And we're seeking a change when we're going through the whole time to be alone. Listen to music, listen to how these musicians turn their pain into power, how they are so like the guitar. Oh my gosh, just listening to some of these soulful guitars can really move us. Some singers. I mean, there's a lot of feelings that we still need to explore, even if it is the dark feelings of being depressed and sad and lonely. It's a part of life. Embrace it. And it's temporary. Everything's temporary. We have there's a time and place for everything. We have to sleep and recharge, and then we wake up and do what we do. It's it's always in motion. We're always in motion. Okay, the sun rises, the sun sets, the moon rises, the moon sets. It's always uh, movement, and that's been proven too with our electrons and protons, that there's always some movement, and that just embrace it, learn from it during this time, and realize once you're ready to just get out of your head and embrace life, you will really appreciate it. I did, and I was eager to help others more that's been there and done that because I experienced that. And a lot of the times I notice being older, a lot of the things, the shitty things that I've gone through in life that wasn't so pleasant, and when I healed from it, there was a reason for it later, like being a counselor, being working with um, high risk teenagers, working with juvenile corrections, working with, I don't know, even just being at the gas station and seeing a homeless person, sitting down and talking with them, give them some water and a granola bar and saying, hey, go to the ER. You need to take care of that. It's right down the street. Get some food. You know, it's always a matter of um, a way for our being on our true soul path, which is once we get out of the depression, our south node, get into our life purpose, the north node. And then that's when a lot of our rewards come in from divine. It is. It's really amazing how this is really good to write a journal and see how my friend in Huntington Beach, where I used to live, used to write a journal, and she liked her alone time, and she would go back and read her journal, and she would be like, "Wow, it's amazing how much I've grown, how much in a place I was where a sad, depressive state I was at, and watching my evolvement. It was like a bud of a rose, watching it just unfold." And yeah, it's really cool. I hope she publishes it someday. And a lot of shit that we go through, people have, by accident, made it into a way of bringing in income, a song, a book, a poem. Um, there's a lot of people that have throughout history have shared this. Whatever drives you, my passed over son, the last interview, if you want to see channeling Stephen, my invisible man, he was saying in that video that when look at obstacles as a gift from God, because it's really a chance to get into your feelings and use that energy for your own motivation, for your own gas in your tank. And even if it's anger, turn it into something positive for you where it'll drive you, motivate you to reach that goal. And that's how he got a lot done. I mean, he was a West Point grad Army Ranger, and he was just he never give up. He never he didn't care if people laughed at him. He laughed too. He always was the first one to laugh at himself, and then he'd be like, okay, and then he'd get to work. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. He didn't care. He didn't give a shit how many times he failed. He was an old ancient soul. He was like, I'm gonna do it. And he just got stronger and stronger and better and better. He learned from it and he finally made it, you know? And so don't ever give up, even if you have a panic attack, even if you break down crying, do it. Break down crying. Look at these Olympic athletes. They didn't get like that without blood, sweat, and tears, you know, getting their knees skipped, you know, blood. They didn't get there without failing, not winning, you know, they just never gave up, right? Kept, they just never, they never gave up. They just kept going and got better and better. And that's the kind of mindset you have to have. You have to just be flexible in your emotions. And let's see what else Holy Spirit says. Okay, so something significant is going to happen in a few weeks. And aren't we having like, I know we're going to have the full moon, some kind of portals coming in. I need to look into that. I keep saying look into it. And I'm like, um, doing other things. And this looks like energies. It looks like divine guidance, right? Divine in the gang surrounding. It looks like I feel like it's a fence. It's like a fence protection. And in just a few weeks, there's going to be something significant, and it's all around the earth. This is the earth right here, okay? And the universe is supporting you. Network, meetings, socializing. Eventually, everything connects. Yeah, it does. We are all connected. This is an illusion that we wanted to experience being in these meat suits, okay? Like a diver puts on diving suit where they can breathe in the water. It's kind of like that. This is our diving gear so we can breathe in this, you know, planet. And inside is our soul essence, which is connected. We have a silver cord, our divine connection, our electricity that goes as our soul in us. And then we're all connected as one. And there's a pool of souls in heaven that we're connected to, which is connected to the divine, right? Here's our meat suits connected to the divine. There's no separation. And that um, is a part of a stream that, you know, has rocks and goes its own way and has its own little things, but it's still one, right? And that's kind of like how we are. And with spirit are on the other side too, we're all connected. That's how our thoughts and our questions are all heard instantly. And the next full moon, when you release negativity, completion, power, feelings, don't underestimate your power. Yeah, and how pretty, all the pink, very sweet. Now, the moon, the moon does have, it's like a mirror, right? It reflects right back on us what we send to it. And that's why we need to take responsibility for our energy, our thoughts, and our feelings. And even if we're feeling cruddy, I, I, even if I feel happy, I'm still a hermit. I love my home. I have plenty to do here, and I do get out too. I love that balance. But at the same time, um, when we're going through a hard time and need to heal, it's best to kind of um, be alone and get to know ourselves because this is new territory and it could be really scary. And because it's new, and we need to um, feel these. We need to feel it. We need to write it out. You play a guitar, whatever helps soothe your soul and soothe your soul. You know, pamper yourself. Do some self care. Take a salt bath. Um, you know, do something nice for yourself. And still, inside your body, you need to um, feel these intense feelings and then balance it with a little sweet me time to take it easy. And then, you know, it's always a back and forth in motion. And that way we can stay level headed, even though um, usually it's hard to think when our emotions are really intense and being grounded, right? On, walking on grass barefoot, being grounded, doing your meditations really help And the earth is healing. The earth is here to heal us. We have our trees, we have nature. When we get into 5D, everything that is consciousness is telepathic. We will be more telepathic. We'll be more telepathic with each other. We'll be more telepathic with nature. Animals are, dogs are telepathic, you know? And um, ants, creatures, yeah. So something's going to happen beautiful in February, okay? The month of love. Time to celebrate love, love, Valentine's Day, passion, pursue what you have. Okay, so even though we might be stuck in the hole in a dark place, sad and lonely, going through depression, there's always something to look forward to. And um, but don't put it off. Don't put off your hurt feelings and just I mean, being distracted, I get that when we've got to drive, we gotta be safe temporarily. We have to go to work, right? And we have to, put that on the back burner. But when we come home, we need to address it. We need to feel it and release it. We need to address it, right? And go through the 7 stages of grief. And then once we reach acceptance, an hour later, there's no time frame for it. Everyone processes it differently and a different time frame. I like to be faster than prolong it because I'm just that way. Um, I like to get things done and move on to the next and be prepared to um, have my choices. I can't be stuck and depressed all the time. My son, I can't be sad and depressed all the time. Blaming, blame, blame, and push everyone away. I I personally don't like that feeling. So I chose not to be in that feeling. I think nobody does. People that do, I don't know why. I, you know, I don't, I'm not going to drive myself nuts trying to figure out other people because, um, I can give my advice from my perception, how I've done it, which I'm doing now, but in no way I can ever, um, tell anyone this is the only way to do it or that's ridiculous. We have to be flexible. We have to be understanding that we're all individuals. We're individuals with different walks of life. And just like you want to be respected, I want to be respected and I want to be respected. So I'm going to respect you. And that's a two-way street to me, right? So um, some people may take their whole lifetime to may never get into acceptance of something and God forbid anyone wants to take their life. No, no, no. Um, that is, we're here for a reason, and nobody breaks a contract with God. We will be shoved right back here, and maybe worse than what we were before. Okay, so we have to make the best of what we have now, and that's my choice. That's what I decided to make lemons out of lemonade with gratitude, just like Holy Spirit told me, and that's how I processed. And loving myself, knowing myself is loving myself, and so and it's okay. I'm okay with that. If somebody doesn't agree, and grieving is different for everyone too. And I don't, like there's people may not agree the way other people may have grieved, but I have to say in their defense, in all of our defenses, that I'm not going to judge somebody else's way of grieving because um, it's different for everyone. Will I give how I did it? I'll share that if they want to listen. Hey, you can bring it. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And um, that's just how it is. You can't force anybody. And I have better things to do than try and force somebody. I would never want to do that. And Taurus season, the boo. Yeah, I'm a Taurus. So around Taurus season, April, May, slowly over a period of time, mature, indulgent, secure, enduring. Invest in what offers stability. Yeah, the solid bowl of authority. That's what we are. The Empress and the Emperor in the tarot. We are about investing in what offers stability. and we are very patient. We're very mature, indulgent. Well, I learned to moderate that and secure, yes. Um, but you know what? When I was younger, I think I went through the dark night of the soul when I was like 22, and I I felt that I I was just yeah, it was tough, and it was just it was a trip, now that I think about it. And a lot of the women, and especially in the divine feminines, go through this before their twin flame does. Seems statistically, possibly to help, right? Um, if they're not going through it at the same time, there's nobody's going to get anywhere, right? So someone has to go first, and it is a leadership. Um, but it's not being bossy. It's not being authoritative or manipulative. It's just saying, "Hey, this would work for me." You know, that's that's it. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm just to share that. So, Taurus energy, right? Being secure. I did feel insecure. I felt like I was more focused on the outside, and I've always been spiritual, which is a trip. I don't know why. I was like picking on myself and started to cut my hair and things like that, which I don't know why I did that. Probably because my soul wanted to experience it. We sign up for this, believe it or not. So we have to take responsibility, especially when we picked our own parents, okay? We have to take responsibility for that. We chose this classroom, okay? Just like when you go to college and you take a class, who who paid for it? Who, woke up and drove their ass and sat in that seat? You have to take responsibility to do that homework and pass that class, right? Or else it's forever on your record. So, um, I think it's a part of taking responsibility and leadership for myself, leading myself, because I want to, my name is on it, and I want it to make damn sure that it's going to be my best. And so that's how I got out of the feeling insecure. I was never insecure until I was like 22 and I got my heart broken, and I was kind of picking on myself. And then um, my dear friend, my friend, my gangster friend from South Central, he really toughened me up, and he taught me a lot. He even took me to his mama's house. And I wasn't allowed to go out after midnight, after the sun went down. But I really learned to toughen up a bit. And if someone's mean, give it right back. Well, my mom taught me that when I was younger. So I don't know. It was something that my soul signed up to learn. And I can see how or why my soul wanted to feel that way. So I can help others who are in that pit. And I do. I work with like abused kids, and domestic violence, or I talk with homeless people or whatever. Um, Sometimes people just have a hard time. They haven't had anyone to freaking show them, get their toolbox out and show them the tools. And I was lucky enough to have someone do that, and that was probably my soul contract. And I have chills, and I do have. So yeah, that was a soul contract, and so that's what I do. I pull out my toolbox and I hand over the tools to give to people that were in the same place that I was. And I see how that was kind of like an education class for me to help others in um, as a social worker. And so that's probably why I went through it. And I stopped cutting my hair, and I didn't give a shit. I cared about me. Yeah, I cared a lot about me. In fact, the reason why I stopped being insecure was because I started caring more about me, getting to know myself, getting to love myself, and that, hey, he was doing it as a gangster. What would Jesus do? And I'm the same way. And I just think that um, being one soul, it's a way of statistically bringing us bringing this planet to the future, right? We get all that cool shit. When we raise our vibrations, then we'll get all the higher technologies. So it's a win-win. And bingo, lessons learned, lessons to learn. It's all it is. Life is a lesson to learn. And if someone hasn't changed or healed by changing toxic ways, then divine will block that person, especially if it's a twin. From like my twin right now, he's going through healing, and if he doesn't change, then he's still going to be blocked from my energy, and that was a divine judgment. And um, I I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping and praying for him, sending him healing energy. So hopefully, um, it's kind of like boot camp, right? You have to get over that wall. And I was going to police camp at 45, and there's this wall. Everyone was like, "Oh, wall, oh." It was a 6-foot wall. And I was like, shit, I'm 45 and all these young whippersnappers can't get over it. How am I going to get over that? But you know what? I never gave up. My my mom started singing me that rubber tree song, like what makes that little ant think he can move that rubber tree plant? So from the 40s. So I was like, nowhere to go but up. So I freaking tried and tried and tried, and I ran with the whippersnappers, and I, um, freaking, and that was before I got my breast rejection. Okay, I put on like something where nothing moved, and did it whatever I needed to do, whatever it took, and just freaking um did it. Even if I didn't do it, I never gave up. I just kept doing it until I got stronger. And then I got over that wall with, and there were like 20-year-olds and 19-year-olds that couldn't do it. And they could do it. I think that they just weren't as, I don't know what their motivation. Maybe they were thinking, um, maybe they wanted, if this doesn't work, I'll go to college. I don't know, whatever. But I didn't go to the police academy. I changed my mind. Something happened. I don't know. I have 3 kids at the time, so I'm always put them first. Something I wanted to be there for them for something, and but I felt pretty damn good with myself for never giving up and trying, and I got over that damn wall. And I wasn't very athletic at all. Okay, I was like a stay-at-home mom, and so maybe a little on the chunky side. But yeah, so it's all a lesson. Healing work must be done. Soul lessons, learning wounds, and blocked for your highest good. See, so divine will, once you do the work and you ask, I want to put this to peace, Lord, help me. Sometimes I just open the Bible, show me what I need to read. Boop, and then, funny enough, I ordered from Amazon this picture over here of the wings, and it says, "He shall, he, he will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge." And that's Psalm 91:4. And I was like, trip out. I just ordered that picture and right to the Bible, my finger went right to it. And I was like, thank you, Lord. Confirmation. We get these signs and synchronicities all the time, and it makes life so exciting. I love it. This is what makes me happy, honestly. Spirit, Holy Spirit. I mean, like, I'm constantly entertained, not only with my funny self, when I look in the mirror, but funny looking, right? Then I get signs and synchronicities. I get my son flashing lights. I get my mom, I'll call my mom and she'll, go like that with my blinds. My family knows that I'm spiritual. It doesn't scare me. If your family's not doing it to you, it's because they don't want to scare you. You have to let them know I'm not scared. That's why they're so gentle. Like if your loved one first crosses over, they'll just come to you in your dreams. So, yeah, that's how it works. But you ask for it and you'll get it. And we have this great relationship, and that's how you work on being more clairvoyant, right? And your feelings. So, yeah, when we let go, see, yay, out of the hole. We dug ourselves out of the hole, finally, right? When we learn the lesson and we change, and we know that we want to make our lives better, that, and with our divine help, we'll make it faster. It will. And our feelings, our gut feelings, just like getting over the fucking wall. I'm going to do it. That's how I felt. I'm going to get over your fucking wall. And I did it. And it was just kind of like, it's an attitude. It really is. Everything is attitude. I got the PMA today, positive mental attitude. And I learned that in boot camp. It's all attitude, and you'll be chosen for better jobs. People you network with who want to give you a promotion at your work. They don't see you gossiping. They're not, they're not paying you to talk gossip about, just bullshit, not working, getting shit done. That's probably why I like to get stuff done, because it it shows, and people, "Hey, that's a good worker. I'm gonna produce. I'm gonna get stuff done. I'm not gonna waste time. I'm gonna get my results," right? And so that those are the people that they want. And statistics shows that people who run are most likely to get higher paying jobs or jog, because they're not lazy. Yeah, they get out and they get, their blood pumping in their brain. And it does. It kind of awakens you. I love swimming. I'm more of a swimmer than pounding the concrete. But being active, it does. It helps work off that stress and depression and faith and knowledge, right? From healing from PTSD with the book, and one of the videos, she was saying Cindy O'Brien, Kathy O'Brien, who was from generational child sex trafficking and being mind controlled. I mean, like they had her like a robot. Every fraction of her brain was freaking a robot. Same thing, creature of habit. And she had, until she was rescued, and she said literally bullets were flying at them. She had to she had to, by reprogramming herself, learning herself, you know, I I like ice water. I don't like ice water. I like warm water. I like hot tea. No, I like coffee. Little things like that. We get to know each other, or get to know ourselves, and then we love ourselves because we know ourselves, and that way nobody else can tell us differently. And that's what she had to learn. And so, um, faith and knowledge, blind faith and knowledge, and right here. She had to get to know herself. She had to learn to love and respect herself, right? And when we let go, what's for you will come. Clinging, control, resistance. Let go of what's holding you back. Yeah, let go. Give it to God. Give it just, that's what I do in my meditation, sitting in the power. I see all the negativity leaving my body, going into Mother Earth because she transmutes it back to divine, and feeling opening up my silver cord. Some people pinch it off because ignorance. They don't um, want to connect with divine, whatever. But we're still getting that energy. They still have divine going through their body, all of us, because it's making our heartbeat and our body work. And once we just uh, intentionally say, hey, I want to open this up and bring in your divine light and cleanse myself from that and be new, reborn, changed, born again. There's all kinds of words for it. Yeah, we're fresh and clean, shiny and new, clean slate, whatever language you speak. Once we change and decide to um, get out of the toxic ways that are hurting us, then get out of the hole, let it go, and fresh and new, right? So it can be like a lost in time when you're in a dark place, when you're deep down in the hole, and you must know where you're going. Lost, no direction, off track. Get clear on your desires. Okay, well, getting clear on your desires is what? Getting to know ourselves, right? Nobody can tell us what, um, if we're thirsty. Nobody can tell us if we gotta go pee. Nobody could tell us, that's the control they had on poor Kathy O'Brien. And she didn't know better. She was always told, you know, "Hey, Kathy, jump. How high?" "No, I'm going to I know when I'm going to jump. I know when it came from her own desires, what she wanted to do. Okay? That's loving yourself, knowing yourself. And then she gets out of the hole and now she's helping others. She's telling others. She's written books on how she's done it. And, God bless her. God bless her. So, summertime. So, something wonderful is going to happen in summertime 2024. And see something positive, and then a butterfly, more transformation. And her hair is like green grass, right? Fresh, green grass. And positive changes are coming, freedom, joy, good times, warmth. Do what makes you happy. Yeah. So, I make a choice. I'm gonna do what makes me happy. I'm not gonna hold on to a lit cigarette because I know better. I'm a grown up. I'm not going to run a red light because I know better. I'm gonna, someone might get hurt. I might get hurt. I won't have a car tomorrow. I mean, it's just reasonable um, thoughts like that, and not just logical. Emotional is what we were processing in the whole, right? It's more of a deeper concept, right? Um, poetry, poetry, love songs, deep love songs. Um, Peter Gabriel is really good when you're going through grieving, loss and grieving. Um, Very emotional songs that are profound and intelligent and really captures the mood. He's so talented. He's very talented. And how he processed through it, we're this is what makes us amazing, right? We go through stuff and we share it, and hey, some people make a fortune at it, right? Because it's our treasure. Think of it as a treasure, even if we're going through um, a hard time. But don't stay there too long, you know, because we got to be leaders for us, leaders for our kids, and we want to make our life better. And how we do that, we decide it. Holy Spirit, shut the collective. What we need to see. Wow, it's already it's in the works. Yeah, it takes work, self work, right? Self work, because we're worth it. Yeah. It has already begun, nothing else to be done. What you want wants you. Yeah. Well, this looks like divine to me. Connection with divine. And as I say, I'm married to divine. I'm happy. And someone wants to share their life with me, and divine gives me the green light, and it comes from a healing place, then okay, and it's right. But um, there's divine timing and everything. There really It has already begun, nothing else to be done. What you want wants you. And that's how energy is. And in about 3 months, something will be expressed, news, speak up, communication, what's hidden will come to light. And that's kind of like why we're in the dark hole. We're trying to find that missing piece. What's hiding from me? What's wrong? What's really going on? All these questions. That's learning, right? We're just trying to discover the answers and bring it to light. So yeah, we're in September right now. Cute cat playing with the butterfly. So intuition is the guiding light. Yes, it is definitely. Welfare, curiosity, explore, intuition. Let playfulness carry you forward. Yeah, it does. Playfulness is a way to learn too, especially with children. I always taught my little kids it's their age appropriateness, and we would learn through play. And depending on their age, their developmental skills would be age appropriate and definitely playtime. And adults need fun too. We need to balance our lives. Everyone needs balance, structure, and playfulness. When you stop time, you'll decide to walk away. Time's up, had enough, exhausted. You know better. See, when we're in the hole, we learn what our soul, deep soul searching, right? We get to know ourselves, we get to love ourselves, and nobody can tell us otherwise. We know when we feel like we need to go pee. We know when we're thirsty. We know when we're hungry. Nobody else can tell us that. But divine and our angels can give us the best advice or our best moves. And I know this from me, my own perspective. So, let's take a look at some 52 coping skills, exercises for stress and anxiety relief. Build resilience and daily well being, flourish in life because we want to thrive, right? Like we have a plant and we want our plant to thrive. We want our children to thrive, not stay stagnant in a toxic area because that's not healthy. And um, our our brains and our the firing neurons will when we change our thinking and our prices, our thought process. I need some water. Um, gosh, no. Ah, okay. So we'll be changing the gyros in our brain and the grooves and things. Like when you look at a brain, it has different grooves and stuff. That will change when you change your thinking, and that's been scientifically proven. So a staycation, what did I say? It's nice to stay home and relax. And this is an ace of diamonds. So feeling anxious or nervous, calm your nerves by taking a mental trip to somewhere that brings you sense of peace. White sandy beach. Um, yeah, mine's a beach. I take myself. That's my happy place. Everyone has a happy place, right? Especially when you're giving birth to a baby. Put yourself on that happy place, and or focus on beautiful baby, something that um, gives you that PMA, motivates you. What do you hear, smell, taste? How does your body feel? And just getting to know ourselves, right? And we have bed forward. And this is the seven of spades. Criticism focuses on the past. Feedback focuses on the future. Feedback is awesome. I love feedback. And I'm not going to get butt hurt if someone has something to say. I'll say how I feel because I'm me. I know me. And it's all love. Right? And feedback is a way to um, learn and improve, right? If what is it called? Constructive criticism, right? And to give, receive good feedback. Does it have good intentions or does it deflate or inspire? We don't want to ever deflate or inspire or put someone down because what is that? Emotional manipulation, and that's basically an asshole. Okay. Bullshit. Don't ever accept that negativity bullshit. You can see right through that and call a spade a spade. And somebody who's going to give you something positive and uplift you. I don't kick people when they're down. You give them a hand up. And that's the way we should all treat each other. That's the way they would want to be treated, right? And so when it's something more to be constructive or help someone else, take it or leave it. It's not to be mean or anything. It's always something that my son says this encouragement that I always gave him, and he loves that. But um, I learned that at a young age what I didn't like, and I didn't like people telling me something I couldn't do. But being a Taurus, a stubborn Taurus, you know what I did? I kind of pissed people off a little bit, and I say, Oh yeah, watch me. And I do it. And they'd be like, I don't care. Like, damn. So I learned to kind of like when people would tell me not to do something, I'd fucking do it and just love the reaction on their face, their mouth wide open. I don't know. That's what I do. I'm, I'm called a bit of a rebel. So yeah, we all have dark and light, right? But mine never hurts nobody. It's always to, like my son was saying, my invisible man here, if you're angry, use that to drive you. Any obstacle or anyone gives you some bullshit negativity, use that feeling from God. It's a gift from God to use that to motivate you to fucking show them with the middle finger. Ha ha, I did it. How you like me now? And there's songs about it and they're like laughing all the way to the bank, okay? So there's lots of ways to rise above that bullshit and turn a positive into a negative, right? So there's a lot of comedians, you know, it's because it's true. A lot of people have been through that. We're human beings. We have ups and downs. And so we can always make lemonade. And does it offer suggestions for future improvement? See, I took that anger, that middle finger, and let it drive me right to getting it done. And hey, how you like me now? You know, I think one, or even a man once was ignorant and was kind of saying, "Oh, you're a woman, like you're basically a dipshit or something," and proved him wrong. Or someone have mixed kids. Some old lady said something mean at the printer shop when they were little kids, and it was kind of like being a Karen, like cared about my business and nobody's bothering her. It's like, get a life, Karen. You need a life. You need a life, dear. Um, are you that miserable? You need company or something. But anyways, once I mentioned to her that I don't know, just let her know a little bit about my kids. Um, that she was trying to say that they're a lesser than, and I kind of let her know, well, he's an honor student and talented and gifted, and just let her know they're not dipshits. They can think for themselves, and they don't give a shit about what you say, and they get it from their mom. Okay. Anyways, I didn't flip her off, but I was very polite. I killed her with kindness. Anyways, anywho, but in my head was flipping her off. So 5, your inner compass. Um, Purpose leads to persistence. Use the card when you feel unmotivated, sluggish, or lost. What brings you joy? When do you feel alive? What do you value about life? How can your work help others to feel this way? Exactly. It's about helping others. It feels good to help others. And I was really grateful for others to help me. So that brings me joy. It makes me feel alive. Playing with my dogs, they make me laugh. Everyone has their own cup of tea, right? Um, and valuing ourselves, valuing our life, right? Giving our best, doing our best, being our best, feeling our best, even when we don't feel our best. Listen to yourself. Is it time to like take a nap? It's just listening to our inner guidance. We're grown-ups. We know. Um, how can your work help others to feel this way? So, like artists, right? They share their pain, their down in the hole times. They create something beautiful, or maybe something that expresses that time in the moment, and other people can relate or not relate and try to understand and communicate. I mean, that's life. That's art. That's beauty, and it's all good. It is. And we can turn something into making life into its beautiful place that it is. So let's get out some more. Okay, so these are in the shadows, oracle cards. So Holy Spirit, let me clean this up. making room, right? And sometimes when our thoughts too much, it's good to kind of cool off, get out of your head, right? Pay attention to it's having a good balance, right? Of what's true, right? Our 3D, and then get outside, get some fresh air, get out in nature, and kind of like give yourself a break, and then you can go at it again. You can spend time inside and work on your thoughts, processing, writing your music, poems, prayers, meditation. As long as you have a balance, is what's healthy. It keeps us in the middle, keeps us neutral, and it's out of going, um, you know, keeps us balanced. We need to stay centered in our heart center. And when we're in balance, we're in alignment with our um, getting our divine downloads. And it's called in medical homeostasis. Okay, our pH needs to be in the middle, in the balance. Um, Everything in life. Okay. I wondered how far this would go. So I wondered how far this would go. So this is a question when we're in the hole or in depression or anxiety, feeling lost, trying to process these feelings of getting to really know ourselves, right? And creating new dreams. I've been struggling. So when we're struggling, um, it's time to give compassion and get closer to the divine. Um, Usually when we're hurt and struggling with some thoughts and feelings, don't ignore them. Don't self-medicate. Don't put it off because who wants to struggle for years and years and years and years? It's um, it's not healing. It's not breaking the pattern, and it will lead to making bad decisions. And out of balance, we won't be listening to our divine guidance. We won't be in our heart center, and that can lead to um, some things that may not be productive for our lives, but destructive. Okay. So, this is why it's so valuable to process this now and understand that learning how to heal our shadow side, use our shadow side from a healing perspective because it's wisdom. Sometimes I hear your voice. Okay. So, this is grief and loss. Um, like my son, and I'm feeling tingles on my head because I'm seeing him go like this. Thank you, Steven. You're so crazy. Um, yeah. Um, but if you're not clairvoyant or work with um, your crossed over family on the other side, um, I can see how the cutoff would seem so severe. And yeah, it still is. I still have to accept that um, I wish I can think, oh, all the things that I lost. I wish I had a grandchild from him first. I wish I had his passwords, and that's another thing. Put a safe place and lock it up. All your passwords and codes and things for your loved ones to have the key and know where it is, and maybe a deposit box or what do you call it, safe deposit box at the bank, and let them have access to it in case you cross over, and they'll be able to get into what they need, right? Your bank account, your computer, your cell phone, little things like that, because nobody knows when divine punches our ticket, right? So we can have an idea, a potential um, timeline, but the final decision for everything and anything is greater. Who started it, he'll end it. He brought us here, he'll take us out. So, Yeah, definitely do that. And um, there's ways, you know, we have videos, we have high technology, so that's nice. We can still watch our videos, listen to voicemails, um, but in spirit, that's something that you can work with. There's people who have lost ones and gone through classes that I've been in who um, just kept working at it, playing their third eye instrument. And I walked in there and the first day in class in 2015, and she gave me a reading, and she didn't even know it was me. I like sat down and she's like, I have a man here. He's a father and da 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 da. And she described everything about my dad. And I just like I was just that's my dad. And his message to me was like amazing and it was just so beautiful. And she never was working with her intuition at all, ever. And then when her son was young, in his 20s, like mine, crossed over, she says, she she got that desire, this little ant's gonna move that rubber tree plant. And she just practiced and practiced and practiced like I did, and it just got better and better and better. And when Holy Spirit knows you want to do that, your angels, they're happy. Your loved ones, your divine guides, they can't. They're excited. They're like, yeah, you want to work with us because they're here. They're assigned to us. They're standing around, thousands of them, just giving us ideas that we take credit for. They say. So yeah, you can definitely connect with your loved ones on the other side. And let's see. So I've been here before with others. So yeah, so sometimes we have to revisit depression, like it sucks, but you know what? We can be successful at turning it into better with our choices, changing our thinking to make it better. Yeah, I miss you, honey, Stephen. I want to connect with you more. And he is 24/7, right? I'm with your mom. I know I made a mistake. Okay. We all make mistakes and we learn from them. And when we're in our dark hole and we're beating ourselves up over guilt and mistakes and things like that, you know what? It's a chance to also get to know ourselves and understand why this happened and this happened. And this is our emotional feelings. We're getting to know and love ourselves on a deeper level. And it's time. It's time to do this, right? From dark to light. So it's okay. It's all good. I understand you better now. See? We take this time and understand ourselves better now. And we can come from a more deeper, sincere knowing. We can come from a more intuitive of knowing, a more divinely guided knowing. It really is an improvement, no matter how shitty it is. Make lemonade, right? And it's just work doing the inner work. Don't self medicate. Don't put it off. And kudos for you for doing it. Yeah. I fantasize about you. Dream lover, come rescue me. Okay, so this is a love one. So very sweet. And well, again, getting to know ourselves, what we love and what we like and what we don't like. And that's okay. We're our imaginations is and even my son says, crossover son, that our dreams are so much more than we think because it creates a reality. It's very powerful. I can still see you standing there. Yeah, I do. And I have lots of pictures of my son everywhere. I have. I say hi to him every morning at his picture when I turn off the porch light in the morning and um, have coffee with him every morning. And that's from my clairvoyance, but I love it. We all have our own way. We are not right for each other. Okay. So another thing for getting to know ourselves is what we don't like and what we do like. And so it helps us make our right choices that are healthy decisions, right? And get out of toxicity or something negative that isn't for your best and highest good. So that's helps us to move on from that stuck place. I am different now. We're different because we heal, we change, and we grow from it. We help others. Um, it's like getting a promotion, right, at work. You have reached another level. It's like playing a video game, right? You pass that level and you learned how to like navigate through the lower levels easy because you've done it a gazillion times. And now it's a new level, which makes life more exciting, right? It would be bored just doing the same thing, same all the time. Gotta mix it up. You gotta, make it fun or different or have an adventure or a staycation. Maybe, um, you know, people want to go to the Bahamas and deal with their depression. Maybe that's a safe place where there's a safe feeling place. Just like this person here, you know, likes to think about the beach, right? Wherever the mountains, getting the fresh air, smelling the pines. That's really healing. Everyone has their own safe, sacred space where they can do their healing, even if it's in their bedroom. I mean, it doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. I don't need your approval. Absolutely. Nobody has the right to tell you um, what to do, basically. They're not your I mean, we're adults, okay? We're adults, and um, a lot of people made a lot of terrible mistakes and waste a lot of time by listening to the wrong advice. And I highly advise you to listen to your own feelings, thoughts, and feelings because um, very valuable. It's like, there's a reason for your soul purpose, your own soul purpose. And my kids' own soul purpose had nothing to do with mine. I just strictly they chose me to be their mom on the other side, and that's it. Anything else is I'm out of. And that sounds pretty blunt, but that's what Holy Spirit says on the other side. So that's how it is. I have one job to do and I give it my best because my name's on it and I love them. So, yeah, definitely. Nobody has the right to tell you what to do or approval. And if they don't approve, well, um, you'll get over your ass and either we can get along and be um, enjoying each other, or um, you can't get over your ass. You want to be an ass? Well, you know, you hate me. At least you'll respect me. I know we have a soul connection. Okay, so that's not we only us have these feelings, right? Because if you're a twin flame and your Kundalini rising has happened and all the other processes that our soul goes through and the merging and the telepathy, nobody else understands this unless you're a twin flame. And I'll be honest with you, when I first met my twin flame, it I just got a flashback and it was just a trip. And yeah, and luckily I have a lot of clairvoyant friends and I got verified that definitely different. I had to get different readings and they all compare and contrasted them and they all were the same. So yeah, several lifetimes. Um, the soul knows. Okay. I hope I will see you again sometime. See, so you feel this way, you can put this in your journal, or if it's someone still alive, even if you go through a divorce, you're processing a loss. I've been through too, and it's still the same thing. You're changing your dreams up. Things are different. I had to release my old dreams, my old way of life, and I had to start deciding and planning for my new life. How do I want to visualize my new life? What do I want for my new life? What do I want for my kids? Where do I want my kids to live? How are we going to share back and forth, especially since I'm from California and their dad's in Maryland? Okay, so we had to work this out with they have those on the plane. You can have the flight attendants, unaccompanied minor. They would fly a kind of unaccompanied minor back and forth, and I mean, it worked out, right? They sit with a flight attendant, and it was they wore like a a necklace. So, and the flight attendant would watch over them and make sure they're okay until they got off the plane, and then their dad was right there. So, um, I did that for years. There's always ways to work it out. I don't know what to say. Okay, so this is a good way to learn from someone who's been there and done that. Reading, yeah, reading and music. I would say when I was 22, I was silent for a while because I was really trying to connect my emotions and my thoughts together. And living in LA, there was a lot of distractions that I was putting off, and I know. And I luckily had a friend, platonic friend, who helped me with this. So I understand, but definitely when you can like have a professional help therapist that can help you process this, um, it's important to make sure it's someone for your best and highest good, even if it's a professional. Okay, because there's a lot of jerks that have degrees and stuff and have been criminally charged. You never know, so be aware. Use your thoughts and feelings if they feel creepy. Listen to that, okay? And you can also look up their history. You can look up on um, what's it called? Um, what's that website where you can look for? And thank you for being here, and thank you for your like. Are you still here? What is that thing called where you put a little review about say a dentist or a doctor or a therapist? I think it's called Yelp. Yelp. Yeah, like Yelp. I look at Yelp before I do my own research before I make a decision, and even on my dentist and pictures and reviews. Even when I was in college, I would there's like rate my professor, and I would listen from the students, and I'd learn a lot about get some foresight into the class, what this teacher's all about, what it's like, how demanding's the homework, how would I have to buy a book? Would I have to buy all my books? Would I have, just all kinds of questions answered. Saves you a lot of time and energy of all the questions, right? When you go to the source or talk with them, I would go to a teacher or professor and kind of like get a feel for what they're all about with their uh, or other students. So leaving you hurt me too. Well, yeah, of course. And, like one of my ex-husbands, I said, blurted out, we were talking a few weeks ago about money, and all of a sudden it was like, you left me. Where'd that come from? Like, okay, you're angry, you want to blame and start pushing me away. I've healed. I know you've healed. Stop it. We're not going to open that can of worms again. We're going to talk like mature adults and be friends, be nice to each other. And it really nipped it in the bud. We had a nice conversation after that. It de-escalated, and there was a compromise, right? And just don't bring up the past. Pick a dead horse. It's not going nowhere. It's not. So it's best to just be mature adults and compromise in a friendly way and handle business and emotionally heal that, put that to peace, and it'll really save you a lot of energy and time, and you'll just feel kind of. I felt a little of myself, especially being a Taurus. I didn't put my horns down and charge them. I was like, um, there was no one up, there's no competition, there's no little petty, wasted childish shit. It was just two mature adults having a reasonable conversation, and we accomplished our objective within a short time frame, and we're friends. I can call him and say, hey, it's cool. It's not a big deal. So um, it relieves stress. Okay, we get out of our head and we could be nice. We can be cool to each other, right? It's better to be friendly. So back to our deep thoughts. I couldn't tell you face to face. Okay. So when we're in this place of getting to know our thoughts and feelings, writing this down again in a journal, you can find a more um, ability. Maybe reading some poetry, reading something that is on the same, um, like going to an English class, right? We learn how to use our language effectively. And I think that, or I feel that when we can understand more stories from reading, that these words help us to put the hurt or healed hurt, the peaceful um, wisdom into our words. And we grow from that. We build our language, right? I'm sorry. Okay. So being not overused, right? Our actions validate our words, and we walk the talk and talk the walk. And saying I'm sorry sincerely and genuinely, that can be heartfelt and seen as a change. Feeling is the best way to say I'm sorry. Like, really, really, really. And that's the best way to heal something from the past and be friends about it. And you'll feel lighter, and the other person will feel lighter, and remove that toxic stress, and just maybe have a meal over discussing. It really helps. I fear that you will reject me. And that's a fear of a lot of people, but I think a lot of men kind of get over their fear because they had to learn how to be a little more courageous and come up and be brave and bold and ask someone out, right? But at the same time, we'll never know. We'll never know. And you might lose a chance on not being rejected. So, um, I was listening to this lady today that she became an army officer, and she was like she was reserve, having her college paid for. And this lady came for, she had like a little job at Target, said, she was kind of offensive to her because she was asking her questions like, "Are you from here?" and da da da. And she was like, "Yeah, why? I'm American." But actually, the lady was kind of like, "Hey, you should be USA pageant." And he's like, "You're kidding me. I'm not a foofy girl. I'm about to graduate and be an army officer." And she was like, "No, you're like, I can feel it. You've got it." And she's like, "Come, when you're about to get off, right? So let's go across the street to a coffee shop and talk about it." And so she convinced her to try, and she went for it. Like, beautiful black lady, and she's like tried 6 times, and her dad was like, um, maybe you should, like, they're just not going to give it to you. And she was like, she got close, but not there. Not the USA. Like, lady got her to um, believe in herself and do it, right? So, and we have to step up and do it. Nobody else is going to do it for us. Nobody else is going to go pee for us. Nobody else is going to drink that water for us. Nobody but our own ass. So light the fire and try. You never know. Who cares being rejected? At least you tried. At least you never regret not trying. So um, she was looking for that lady, and said she looked on Facebook and she saw all these rest in pieces, and she started bawling. She was like, "Oh my God, she passed away like a few months ago." and I never got to say goodbye, and and all these, like, she got flooded, right, with all her brain was just, like, just hurt from all the, um, thoughts just pounding on her of regret, and she was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do it for her. I'm gonna do it." She believed in me, uh, and she got me to believe in me, and damn it, I'm gonna try. And I got chills. "What's up, Steven? You tell it, mom," he says. And look, oh my god. I mean, can you see my hairs? My little hairs standing up. And she she said she felt the presence, like she was there, and she did it. She won. She won her seventh time, and she never gave up. 7 times trying. But it was a happy ending. I love happy endings. So yeah, you just have to try. Just have to try. Even in the academy, it's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, nonstop being told what to do. You know, you have to academically be up to par. You have to physically be up to par. You have to, you have an exam and you can't study. You have to go to a game. You have to everything marched. About face. So in every way, you have to be up to par. And it's 4 years of that. And sometimes it's like, God, I'm tired of it. I want to go to a civilian college and whatever. And you know what? You just have to try. You have to keep trying. That's the motivation. Yeah, not to give up. Sometimes you love it, sometimes you hate it. But you know what? Your attitude is everything. Try. I could have gave up, not trying, jumping over that wall, but you know what? Damn it. I had to do it. I was gonna do it. I was like, I'm gonna conquer that wall. It can be done. I'm gonna do it. Just have to try. And a lot of those kids who take a beating for getting yelled at, not, getting in trouble for not making their bed right or folding their clothes and putting it in the correct drawer to save a life. Yeah, it has to be done correctly. It has to be done right or get yelled at or get punished. And so try and try. Or like Aaliyah says, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust yourself off and try again. At first you don't succeed. I love that song. So definitely, it's all in your attitude. Okay, so I lied to you. Mm, It happens. People do that. And, that's between your story and to talk about it and work it out. And um, people in my life, they come to me and have to say they're sorry and tell me they lied to me, being clairvoyant, I know. And at the same time, hearing it coming from someone's heart, it's a whole different story because it's taking accountability. And people lie, cheat, and steal and don't care because they don't care about taking accountability. And it's a responsibility, just like knowing we chose we're responsible for our own soul plans, and we need to take accountability for our thoughts and actions. And when divine sees us doing that and learning and change from it, being sorry and truly, sincerely making the right decisions, and and if you don't, then divine will take what you most care about away until you do. And um, that's between them and God. And sometimes I feel that people who got their butt whooped by divine the harshest way um, is enough, enough of the punishment, and they're sincerely and genuinely want to take accountability for that and apologize. I'm not going to add on to a punishment that divine has handed their asses back to them with karma because um, it's pretty damn harsh, and I've been there, and and I feel like moving forward is the best way. We're staying in the now, in the present. We learn our lessons, and we can make life better from here on out. That's just my perspective because I've been there, done that, and I'm seeing it happen to um, someone I care about, So, yeah, you did not break me. Okay, well, great. Good. You learned that lesson. You've learned that lesson, and I'm proud. We do need to stand strong and stand in our divine authority. I don't really know you. Okay, well, there's one way to do it. What the heck is that? Microsoft Speech Services? Oh, Stephen, did you do that? Voice typing turns your voice into text with Microsoft's online speech services. You're so funny. Select the microphone button to start voice typing. So, what are you saying? Basically, we can talk and recognize the heart in each other. It improves voice typing performance. So, the more we practice, the more it gets better. And the more that we talk and exchange with each other, then we get to know each other, right? Even if someone's lying, well, um, knowing the real, genuine person, yeah, that's what I'm real and genuine. Thank you, Stephen, for showing us that. Speech services. Thank you. Speech services. Oh, I hear you. Yeah, because when you hear someone's voice, then you know it's them, right? Right. Okay. I get it now. So, yeah, everyone's story is different. Okay. And that's the way that goes. Because there's all kinds of issues. People get on people's phones. People will pretend to be other people. People, kids, maybe there's some children or childish people that probably don't like their parent with they don't want a step parent or something like that. You know, they can do something that isn't the original person, and things like that can happen. Is what the point he is saying, is that um, it's better to see face to face, I and voice to voice, even though texting is too easy to. People can crop pictures, right? They can make fake accounts. They do it all the time. That's what my son's telling me. So, um, yeah, there's a lot of catfisher fishing out there. So it's better when you are face to face. You see the whites of their eyes, as my nana used to say, my grandma. Um, that is more genuine. It's real. It's sincere. I hear you. Because you don't know if it's really them, if it's just a text or they Photoshop your picture, which is illegal. So, yeah. I don't know how to let you go. Okay. Well, um, well, my son that crossed over, I had to accept that his physical body isn't here. But hey, I number three, I changed after I did address the issue. His physical body is not here. Number two, processed my 7 stages of grieving and accepted that his physical body is his meat suit is done. He is in his pure essence of soul power, pure electricity, consciousness that can, and how can I shift my thinking? I accept it. Three, how do I shift my thinking? Quantum shift it, right? Okay, my lemonade is that it's better when he was in his physical body and he was out on a army ranger. It's he wasn't allowed to tell me he was going out. Loose lips sink ships, right? The enemy could be listening and know the plan, so they have to keep their damn mouth shut, and they couldn't be telling nobody because who knows who's listening in. So if I didn't get an answer back, I knew he was on a mission, and I had to nervously hope and pray that he was safe. He wasn't gonna get hurt, he wasn't gonna get shot, and that he would come home in one piece to mommy. And, or be okay where I can, know that he's not hurt. And so now that he is on the other side, I have him 24/7, and he says he protects me 24/7. No one gets past him and his friends. Archangel Michael, badass Archangel Michael's his best friend. He works with them, and they, yeah, they totally have an they keep nefariousness at bay, and I love it. And he said he broke himself up in little pieces, and he is around me in a big bubble, and I am protected, and I know. Thank you, dear. I love you too. And, I'm very grateful for that gratitude. And that makes me feel good. That makes me feel joyful. That's how I deal with that. That's how I feel the way I feel. In my higher vibrations, and it raises my vibrations. So I can, that's my key into 5D, right? I have to resonate with that. That's how I get myself out of the funk. And I'm still a little funky in 5D, but it makes me happy. It fills my heart with joy. I still get the warm fuzzies. No cold pricklies. No cold pricklies are allowed. Only the warm fuzzies. Ooh, it's almost 2 hours. Okay, I don't know how to let you go. Let's go through these. I'll just mention these food for thought. So if you're working on your journal, if you're in the hole, you're depressed or anxious, you have some thoughts that you can um, start to work on and develop and answer, learn, right? And this will put your thoughts to your emotions, and you can express this, express yourself, right? Like NWA, express yourself. Put that on when you write your journal. I love myself enough to walk away. Yes, no more toxicity, no more negativity, no more of that destructive pattern that is just gonna um, be right back in a world of hurts. No more world of hurts, right? We want to make our life productive, not destructive. I took the easy way out. Not good. I want to tell you so much. Love it. What did you want from me? Okay. So this is something you guys can discuss, open heart, loyalty, um, being just, one, a team, right? Nobody else. And that's something how you guys get to know each other and know yourself. Or what did you want from yourself, right? What do you want from me? Talk to yourself. What do you want out of your life? You're so easy to see through. I was careless with you. I pretend you don't mean much. Your body language says so much. It really does. Yeah. You can read pictures. Take a look at a picture. Picture has is worth 1,000 words. I focused on you instead of my pain. I don't trust you. It's a two-way street. And trust is earned, right? You got to go slow and be careful. I thank you for leaving me, or thank you for leaving me. Okay. In that moment, I didn't care. I am happy that it's over from toxicity. I wish you would come back. I need to focus on my family or my healing. I need to focus on my healing. I am not coming back. You can't come with me. You didn't imagine it. You are not part of my plan. I know more than you think. I never used to look at you in that way. I hope you're happy for me. I never want to feel that way again. I am waiting for an apology. I know you're watching me. I hope you're happy. I forgive you. And forgiving ourselves is so very important too. Because when you relieve that, even if you don't get an apology, that's okay. Let it be, right? Like the Beatles song, let it be. And then come together with those that are your soul tribe. It's okay. And so, what do they say? Some rejection is divine's protection. And we need that space and time. Sometimes when you give people their space, they will have a discovery of everyone needs that time to get away. What's that song? And it's giving someone their time and their space is also a form of love, loving them. It is. They say when you love something, let it go, or you love someone, let it go, let them go. And if they don't come back, or if they come back, it's meant to be. And if they don't come back, it wasn't meant to be. And you want something genuine, right? From the heart, something money can't buy, right? Something real, something that is um, going to be authentic and yours. And that's what I want. I don't care about anything else. I want real, genuine, solid, open heart, um, just my best friend, someone to grow old with. Simple, real simple, but deep, deep soul connection that is meant to be. And um, we can't force anybody. And and sometimes it's just the way it is what it is, and we have to understand that and accept it. Address the issue, process the 7 stages of grief, and accept it, whether we like it or not, because we all have free will. I do things other people don't like, and it's never to hurt them or anything. It's just their problem. If they want to be judgmental, you know, hey, women can't jump over that wall. I mean, some dipshit like that, a judgment. What does that mean? Nothing. It's just a petty, childish judgment, right? Just shows their level on the totem pole with that low level thinking. You know, usually people are beautiful until they open their ugly mouths and you really see their heart. They have a beautiful heart that is golden and lets people be themselves, or they have an ugly heart that is judgmental, hurting, destructive, wants to, um, and it's because they're hurting. They didn't heal. It just shows that they'd never put in the work, is what they're saying to me. Their lips are going like this, and I'm seeing and I'm reading. You're, you haven't done your healing, you haven't done your work, and you need professional help to help you process this. Not in a rude way, but for their own growth benefit, just like I had to, and every person in history had to. And it's sad but true, the future humans too will also have to, like our children, we'll have to see them go through this too. By us processing this, we'll be able to, when they see us lead by our own example, then we'll be able to help them come out of that place. Because there are going to be some hurtful, childish, unhealed jerks that want to misery likes company, and you have to teach your kids, no, that's not right. That's not nice, and it's not healed, and it's not um, educated. It's not kind. It's not what Jesus would do. So this is why it's valuable to go from dark to light. And then we can work with our best and highest good. We can work from it, with it, right? We lived it to give it. We are more alike than I admit. I scared myself that day. I pretend that I don't care. Talk to the hand because the hands don't care. Leave a message. Beep. Yes, it is Tuesdays. You never know. Gotta try. I do wish you well. Always. And what a beautiful card to end this with. Even though we have two more decks and it's been an hour and 49 minutes. So, shapeshifters and our shadows. You know what? I'm gonna get some water and then I'll go through these. We also have Twin Flame Journey, Shadow Work. Ooh, ooh. So you know what? Instead of, I'm just gonna go through it super fast and share them, just so you understand what you might want to get your pen and paper out, your journal. You can write it down, and then whatever. I don't care. And it'll not be all night because I've got something important to do tomorrow. But I definitely want to share these with you. So here's one: stagnant, stuck in the hole. So do your own research on that. I'll be back while I'm getting my water and a snack. And this snack and a pup. I had a kai. I guess I did add a little wine, but red wine's good for the heart. A little bit. My damn dog had to go poop right by the kitchen. Ugh, glad I have hardwood floors or linoleum. But I know why you did that, little telepathic monkey. I know why you did that. Because I got something out of the refrigerator and he likes to test me like a child. And I have 3 kids. So I raised 3 kids. I likes to take care of. He's a babysit a lot. And I had in my house daycare when Stephen was little. I was pregnant. So he's saying, you got something out of the refrigerator and you didn't give me nothing. Yeah, on you. Like white on rice. No. I'm not gonna give you nothing now either. You don't train me. I train you. They think they're my bosses, but just like my kids, they try to be the bosses. You're the boss of your dog bed, your apartment over there, not my apartment. My house. Full of shit. I'm gonna brick you with that. I'll break. Play that game with me. I'm way ahead of you, my puggy. Little pug. He is awfully cute when I look at my mail. Okay, sorry. I had hunger pain. A wine smoothie with my Kai. Unstable is the shadow side. Okay, so that could be mentally or, mouthy. Was that person that's stable? Um, you know, bonehead, not thinking with their head on straight, right? Could be a shadow side that needs to be addressed and worked out. Okay, so they listen, hopefully, being a bonehead for listening, but what's coming out the mouth? Hopefully, something clean and encouraging, nice. But paying attention to this is a form of emotional intelligence, right? So it's how it's our attitude, right? Our decision, how we decide to go about it with the good or the evil. So shadow can also be high vibes. Embarrassment. Okay. Well, we can be embarrassed and then we have to own it. Okay. We've all done stupid shit that we just have to own it. We have to embrace it. We have to forgive ourselves, no matter how bad it is. Just change. Don't do it again. I've learned from it. I've learned from it. I've changed my life. I've worked on it. I've healed from it. I put it to peace. And I'm going to live the rest of my life just embarrassment free. And we can also learn to laugh at ourselves, depending on what it is. We have to heal from it. Heal. Heal it. Silenced. Okay. So, silence. Because she's in her head. She's processing this. She's in deep thought. And I think she wants to make damn sure she knows what she's talking about before she opens her mouth. She needs to connect her feelings with her emotions and her thoughts. There's a lot of processing to do. And when she's in the hole, he's in the hole processing this, that's what this healing time is all about, right? So I understand. Non action. Well, depression, it's non action. But look, you know, so what? When someone's on their shadow side, don't judge them. Help them if you can. Give them a tool. If you don't have a tool, maybe you're young and haven't been there, done that yet, you don't know what to say. You can still be nice. You can still offer some food, a drink, be a friend, you know, offer them something less to stress about, less to worry about. That's free. It's priceless too. It's not about money. It's about kindness, human kindness. And if you can help someone out, Do it. Misguided. It happens. And we have to learn from it, right? Learn to trust our divine guidance. That's a heavy price to pay and a lot of time wasted. So, what can we do? What can we do? We feel powerless? No. Our, turn our pain into power, our thoughts, changing our thoughts to something more productive and something that is really going to be better for the future. Okay, I learned, damn, I learned this mistake. And next time I will um, take charge and be me. Distant. Okay, don't be distant. A lot of beautiful art and creations and songs were written in this. Okay, there's a lot of beauty in everything. You can always look for beauty in everything because it's there. It's here. Haunted. Okay. This is where you need your divine guidance, your galactics, your ancestors, and you've been messing with the voodoo, the black magic that is not of for everyone's best and highest good. You will get that back. And the karma, stuff like that, I'd repent. What I would do, I would repent and work with Archangel Michael and get that divine protection, sincerely, honestly, genuinely change, heal. And it's better when you get their help and you can remove all of those, excuse me, those low vibing earth walkers, those lost. um, it's just, that's not worth it. It's not, especially when it backfires. That's why I make damn sure the energy that I send out is going to be for their, your best and highest good. Because when the karma wheel bell strikes, when divine says the wheel in the sky is turning, guess what? I'm going to get back. It's for my best and highest good. Duh. So that's a tough lesson to learn, dipping with the wrong stuff, because when it comes back, it's no fun and it won't be nice. So that's when there's no doubt divine God is real, creator, most high. Repent. I'd be on my knees repenting. I'd be reading my Bible and getting rid of the entities, rebuking demons. I'd get all that shit, candles, out of my house. Um, I completely changed my life. I'd be scared straight. Hmm. What's it going to take? And some people learn the hard way because that's the only way they're going to learn. And sometimes divine will take what means most to you in order for you to finally know divine's our big daddy. Yeah, just like the wind, we can't see the wind, and the wind is pretty damn powerful, right? So is Holy Spirit, escapist. Gotta face accountability. Cowardly. That's hard to live with. That's something that will go lead to regret. So, um, jump in the fire and save the babies, and your ancestors will be rooting for you. They're like, have you seen like those interrogation rooms where there's like a glass, a one-sided glass, and the room sees, it's kind of like a mirror, but the other side can see through, right? And it's kind of like that. Picture all of our ancestors on the other side of that glass. 3D can't see, that little range, but got physics. There's a whole lot more to vision, a whole lot more to ears, like the animals have. They can see, they can hear more than humans. So can Holy Spirit and our ancestors and Stephen, everyone on the other side. So it's kind of like that. They watch us and they're cheering for us when we make wise decisions for service to others, and when we don't, they're like face slap. What's it going to take? Huddle, and that's what it's like. Yeah, our spirit team and our guides and our ancestors. That's their job. So form a good relationship with them, and um, because they'll guide you right, and it will eternally affect us. Unlovable, not true. We're all lovable. Don't believe it. Whether we know it or not, we have divine energy in us, keeping our body alive. Vengeful, don't do it. Don't do it. Our ancestors, angels, and everyone on the other side. Divine is watching, especially if you're under judgment. Yeah, that karmic will get you on your knees till you listen to divine. And divine is forceful. The hardest ass whooping if you don't listen to divine. So if you're going through that, you really need to take it up with divine because that's who's in control of your lives, our lives, my life. Childish. Someone acting childish, not taking accountability, not acting grown up, a sellout. Ew, it's ugly. Someone's a sellout, backstabber, one way to your face and doing something behind your back. Maybe blackmailing you, maybe setting you up with your friends and people who you thought had your back. Just take it up with divine. Divine will let you know who's legit, who's real, and who's not. You can feel it, I'm sure. You have gut feelings. I have gut feelings. I listen to them. I feel them. I obey my gut feelings. I learned that the hard way. And sometimes that's how we have to learn, right? Stubborn me. I was stubborn. You're stubborn like I used to be. They say hard heads make a soft ass, especially when divine cuts it, because divine will do whatever it takes, especially if you love something more than something 3D like money or being abusive. Uh, divine will take that away from you. And until you listen to divine, that's how divine works. It's happened to me. So, and I wasn't the first, and I won't be the last. So we have generations ahead of us, right? And we want our kids not to pay the consequences if we can't pay our karmic debt or abuse energies of with black magic, trying to control other people, take away their free will. That is breaking the universal law. We cannot take away someone else's free will and not have our asses cut hard from divine. Yeah. So I'd be on my knees repenting and pouring my heart out to change, to heal, to change, and work out the shadow, being one sided, being avoidant, being lustful, Jezebel spirit, succubus, incubus, rebuke in the name of Jesus Christ, cut by Archangel Michael. Yeah, get rid of the karma. You have to give up the karma in order to get out of karma. And giving up the karma are those you know what of. And I don't want to hear they're doing a contract or signed your name in blood or whatever. You know who works for divine? Satan, Lucifer. He created everything. He created all their asses. Okay? They work for Big Daddy, Boss Man, Most High. Yeah. Repelled, cold, pricklies, being insecure. Nope. You are enough. You are enough. You are enough. Damn it. Medicating. Don't do that. Heal. Unavailable. Shocking. And this is the first after you acknowledge what the issue is. One, the 7 stages of grief. Processing this. The first one is shock. This is something we have to process. Next is denial. And it ain't a river in Egypt, the longest river in Egypt. Okay? Denial. You need to be accountable and face the facts before and before you walk into that wall, like at high speeds, and it will really hurt. Abuse of power. What? Blood magic, putting menstrual blood and your husband's food, so you put love spells on them. Putting blood in their food, spell work in their food, their drink. That's sick. Repent. Excuses. No. Face the facts. Be true to yourself. Authentic. A dependent. Okay. An adult over 18 is not damn dependent. Okay. You need to pull your boots up by the bootstrap and take care of business. Okay. Just like you wipe your own ass. You can do it. Scorned. Okay. Chill out. Guarded. Well, there's a place and time for everything, but I have divine guards. We all have divine guards. It's just a matter if you use it. You can use it. You can use it. Disconnected. Well, you know what? That's an illusion because we're all one, whether you like it or not. And connected to God, and God is within you. So God has control of every little cell in your body. Elusive. Call a spade a spade. Manipulation with dark magic. Well, you know what? When God's spotlight shines, sees it all, it ain't dark. It's busted. And God sees it all. And trust me, my ancestors and my son and all my relatives and angels, they see what goes on. And so does yours. We all have a team. If anyone's doing anything nefarious behind your back, it ain't behind your back. God's spotlight sees it all. I don't even know why people is so ignorant to like hide in the dark and do their, I don't know, booga booga because there ain't fooling nobody. Those are these energies coming in. More people getting more psychic downloads. Energy is energy. self-indulgent. Rawr. Walking away, pain. See, my God is everywhere. Every breath you take, it's God. Feeling emptiness, you're a good listener. Pitiful. Okay. Nothing's more annoying than playing the victim. And you know what? Accountability is the emperor energy, the divine masculine, because if someone is going to like blame someone else, that's a pity party, that's victimization, that's making excuses, that's also, you need to take accountability. Blaming someone else and um, pushing other people away in anger, that needs to get healed. Secondary doubt. Doubting Thomas. Doubting Thomas. Dear Doubting Thomas. Try. You can dust yourself off and try again. Robotic. This is what Kathy O'Brien, who is MK Ultra, mind controlled, child sex trafficked, and her daughter. Yeah, she had to change, deprogram, reprogram, and become herself. Invading. Okay, this person needs to get a life. Get a life. Get out of other people's business and focus on your own, like you're healing. Superficial. Well, what do you think this guy's karma would be? Taking away everything superficial. Bullish. Secretive. Dang. Ruthless. Mm-mm-mm. God forbid, ruthless karma. Mm. Usually those bullies are the biggest wusses. Don't hurt me. Faithless. Where's your blind faith? Irresponsible. Hmm. Judgmental. Yeah. Well, look at the man in the mirror. Disillusional. Fixated. Projecting. That goes with black magic and return to senders times 10 immediately. Yep. Karma's a bitch. Envious. Uncomfortable. Warning. Warning. Warning is a shadow. Warning is a shadow. Okay. And 218. I had enough. How about you guys? I'm ready for a change. I'm ready for some peace. Peace. Love oracle cards. Have a happy ending. Oh, this just these love oracle cards. Kisses. Oh. Unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. All right, let's close out on this feeling because I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys. So, peace out. I'm gonna go outside and get some fresh air because It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So I'm gonna step outside and enjoy the beautiful, cool skies of Hawaii and enjoy the beautiful smell of the ocean. And God, I love nature. I love it. I feel so, I feel like, I feel like a billionaire just when I step out in nature, knowing that this is my land, this is my earth, this is my, I got trees and flowers and birds, butterflies, the ocean. I'm just in awe. I'm awestruck. I'm like lost for words. I'm lost for words. I just love nature. Easy to please me. I'm a cheap date. I'm vegetarian too. I'm one of those I have a salad girls. Okay, divine feminine, divine masculine, or even if you're not part of the collective, welcome. God bless you guys. Sweet dreams. Enjoy the beautiful earth life we have because there is so much more that we can ever see, experience, and enjoy in a lifetime. It is. That's why we come back and have more. So, um, yeah, learn from our lessons and make it better. Okay? Take care. Peace out. God bless.